Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is the 46th President of the United States, is a figure whose life story is marked by perseverance, empathy, and decades of public service. From small-town beginnings to the White House, this is the story of Joe Biden. Born in Scranton, Pennsylvania in 1942, Joe Biden grew up in a working-class family. He faced challenges early, struggling with a stutter and learning the value of resilience. In 1972, after being elected to the U.S. Senate at just 29, tragedy struck. His wife and daughter were killed in a car accident, a loss that profoundly shaped his life. Just weeks after losing his wife and daughter, Joe Biden was sworn into the U.S. Senate, standing not in the Capitol, but at his son's hospital bedside. At just 30 years old, he became one of the youngest senators in American history. Biden quickly earned a reputation as a passionate speaker and skilled negotiator. He served 6 consecutive terms, making his mark on everything from foreign policy to domestic crime reform. As chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Biden presided over some of the most pivotal Supreme Court confirmation hearings, most notably Robert Bork in 1987 and Clarence Thomas in 1991. Biden championed the 1994 crime bill, praised at the time for addressing violence, but later criticized for contributing to mass incarceration. His evolution on criminal justice would become a major theme in later years. In foreign affairs, Biden played a central role as chairman and ranking member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He was deeply involved in U.S. responses to crises in the Balkans, the Iraq War, and post-9/11 security policies. Though he initially supported the Iraq War in 2002, Biden later became a vocal critic of how the war was managed, an example of his pragmatic, evolving approach to governance. One of Biden's defining traits was his willingness to work across the aisle. Even in an increasingly polarized Congress, he forged relationships with Republicans and Democrats alike. For Biden, politics was personal and deeply rooted in trust and dialogue.
There isn't anything we can't do. So I'd like everybody to just please join me in thanking what I consider to be the finest vice president in history. Joe Biden.
In 2008, Barack Obama chose Biden as his running mate. As vice president, Biden became a trusted advisor, known for his foreign policy expertise and working-class connection. Together, they tackled the 2008 financial crisis, passed the Affordable Care Act, and led efforts on climate change and gun reform. But amid policy victories, Biden faced another heartbreaking loss. In 2015, his son Beau, a rising political star, died of brain cancer. Biden's grief was visible, his pain deeply felt across the nation. In 2016, Biden chose not to run for president, citing his family's grief. But his legacy as vice president was firmly set a figure of loyalty, empathy, and experience. Obama awarded Biden the Presidential Medal of Freedom in a surprise ceremony, a rare moment of emotion and tribute between two leaders who had become like brothers. After a brief break from politics and personal loss again, the death of his son Beau, Biden returned, running for president in 2020. In one of the most contentious elections in history, he defeated Donald Trump and assumed office during a global pandemic and deep national division. As president, Biden has prioritized pandemic recovery, infrastructure, climate change, and restoring America's global alliances. His leadership style emphasizes unity, empathy, and steady governance. By May 2025, Joe Biden's net worth is consistently estimated at $9 to $10 million. driven largely by real estate holdings and post-vice presidential activities, placing him in the multi-millionaire tier, though not comparable to wealthier former presidents like Obama or Clinton. Joe Biden's story is not just one of political ambition, but of resilience and compassion. Whether you agree with his policies or not, his journey reflects the enduring power of perseverance in American politics. As history continues to unfold, Biden's impact on the nation and the world remains significant.